Hello everybody, more Heroes of the Storm on the channel, and today it is Dignitas versus Arthus. The game was played during the Go for Heroes tournament, and Dignitas playing here in Dragonshire against Team Arthus, the team that kind of invented the blood for blood combo in all European server at least. We have them today with the Nubarak as a solo tank, and for Dignitas it is Kaelthas that really comes into play here. It's actually a pretty fun matchup between the two of them, since they are very close in the rankings on Stormcraft.com at the point where this game was taken. I think Dignitas was on rank 9 and Arthus was on rank 8, so very close to each other in regards to skill. And we're going to find out who's going to take it here today in advance in the tournament. So boys, without further ado, we're going to jump right into the game here on Dragonshire.
Welcome everybody to the game here at the Go for Heroes tournament. Dignitas is going up against Team Arthas, and currently to the left side of the map we're having Team Dignitas. It is Chris on Illidan, and we're having at this point Linked on Uther, Tomze on Tacita, Blood Dragon is playing Muradin, and Nurok is playing Kaelthas. To the right side of the map it is the Russian team, or the formerly mostly Russian team. Now they're running a couple of different nationalities in there. We're having BKB on Nubarak, Unstable on Vala, Kuni-chan is playing Zeratul, Sefkaje is playing Brightwing, and Andy Lendi is on Jaina. It's a pretty fun game that we're seeing here, since the compositions are interesting to say the least. There were a few things in the draft that kind of surprised me a bit, and one of those were the last pick on Zeratul. I've been talking about this already a bit, but let's talk about it again. Zeratul is oftentimes played these days with Shadowstalk against Kaelthas, because you can really isolate that hero quite easily and take him down. And Kaelthas is a major threat to any kind of lineup. He can do a whole lot of damage, especially on level 16 when he has Ignite available. So a lot of teams are running Zeratul together with Uther to go into Divine Shield Shadowstalk, use 2 of the ults and drop Kaelthas immediately into the fight. And that really works well. If you have an Nubarak in there, then you can also make sure that you isolate your opponent's healer with a Web Blast, and that might actually be what we are going to see from BKB here. But the one thing that surprises me a bit is that Zeratul is being played here against an Uther. So not only do they not have the opportunity to shield Zeratul with a Divine Shield, he can be stunned by Muradin, by Uther, or even by the Nether Blast or the Nether Wind that is probably going to shield on level 4 on Kaelthas. And yeah, so he can be taken out. And also Uther has that shield for Kaelthas. Even if he's Web Blasted, there's a high chance that Kaelthas is going to survive. Right now the first kill already against Jaina down here, with a rotation that we saw to the bot lane. Dignitas is playing a bit more of a defensive lineup with the last pick on Tacita, which allows them of course to keep their heroes, Kaelthas and also then Illidan, alive throughout the match. But it's interesting to really see them run with Tacita here. He's not that popular anymore. He's still a good hero, and in this lineup he's working very well, or at least he should. But I'm extremely interested to see what they're going to pick on level 4. Either way, this is going to be a fun one, and I'm really interested in the level 10 talents that we're going to see from Arthus. Unstable, on the other hand, is nearly dying here. Just barely gets away. It just shows how strong the setup here is from Nurok and Blood Dragon chaining up their stuns, and also, of course, Linked on Uther. So this is not going to be an easy game for Arthus at all. If you go to Stormcraft.com and check out the ranking, at this point both of the teams are very close to each other, rank 9 and rank 8. But Dignitas is currently on the rise in this patch, and Arthus is struggling a bit these days. Here comes the attempt to take a dragon, but the shrine captured at the top lane. Kuni-chan is going in and trying to pressure Tomze on his Tacita, but so far no harm done. There's the mental acuity on level 4 for Tacita, and I like it a lot. In the last few videos we've been talking a lot about like the healing ward, that it's not as good anymore. You can still use it to heal outside of a fight, but in the fights themselves the healing ward is, let's be honest, it's shit. So, oh, good kill against Tacita. Andy Lendi coming in, and Tacita, I didn't see him coming. And Arthus gets the first Dragonite. They looked a bit as, yeah, they actually had a bit of a problem at the beginning, but right now they are starting to really pressure that in, so this is going to be fun. As I said, healing ward not really the talent to take anymore. You have definitely better options now. And we see that a lot on Rhaegar, who doesn't even use the healing totem in a lot of cases. Illidan going down at the top lane here. Look at that. BKB and Andy Lendi going for the hero here. Andy Lendi is really rotating a lot on his Jaina now, trying to get those kills. And he got one in the mid lane against Tomze and the other one against Illidan up at the top. And yeah, talking about the mental acuity, it's actually great to have that Oracle cooldown reduction by 15 seconds, so you're going to have a lot of vision, and against a hero like Taz Zeratul, this is going to be great. It's a great talent to take, but he needs to stay alive first. And once again, the Russians, with their reputation to be super aggressive, and they're using it. They're really roaming throughout the map and taking down heroes. At the beginning, it looked like Dignitas would maybe a bit in the lead here with their early kill and the good rotations that they had, but now Arthus is starting to give them a taste of their own medicine. Level 7 is therefore also faster for Team Arthas. They're having a Beetle build with an adjustment on level 1, going for the extended spikes here on Anubarak. We're having follow through taken. A right click build with focused attack and follow through on Zeratul. So that indicates more and more that we're going to see Shadowstalk on level 10, as I already kind of predicted earlier in the game. That can do a whole lot of work, and suddenly Muradin is down now as well. Oh my god. Like, Dignitas has to be careful here. They are starting, I don't want to call it falling apart, but they are definitely getting a bit wrecked here. They're nearly 2 levels behind, and that is not looking good for them. They've been doing really well in this patch so far, but this is, at least up to this point, not their best game. Follow through, by the way, does now 75% extra damage. It's a talent that does a whole lot of work. If you have seen it on Reyna, for example, it does really quite a lot. So I'm not really surprised to see Kuni-chan go for an adjustment on his build here. If you're going for the right click and you want to use Shadowstalk, this is definitely the build to go for. Are we going to see Shadowstalk? I think so. Could we see Void Prism? Of course. But they don't really have the synergy there to set anything up with a Void Prism and then burst that bubble, even if they go for a range. Kuni-chan with the attempted steal against the Bruiser camp, but Dignitas is getting it, then they're going in for the stun, but here comes the Blizzard, a great Blizzard, and Chris goes down on Illidan. Once again, Arthus is there with a great rotation on the map. They're extremely close to level 10, and this game is not going at all Dignitas' way. A great start, but then they were ranked as the 10, and we're having Void Prism still taken. I am surprised, I have to admit, with the right-click build and that focus on especially a hero like Kaelthas. I thought they would go into Shadowstalk, but again, the one thing that really speaks against it is that we're having Uther on the opponent's team, because he can use that additional Divine Shield, and even if Anubara goes for Web Blast and isolates him, then it's a bit of a problem. So we have an interesting build for that. I mean, as I already said, the lineup would not really have worked out perfectly for Shadow Assault, but in this case, I'm really curious to see what they're trying to do with Void Prism, because I'm still not quite sure what exactly the plan behind it is, since they do not have too much that they can combo with it. A Reign of Vengeance, it has not been picked, so they are using Strafe here, and therefore there's very little that they can do. The only thing that I can really come up with is that they are going to use it for isolation purposes and starting to use Zeratul as a utility hero here, but they don't have a lot of synergies with their levels right now, with the level 10s. We're having the Locust Swarm on Anubarak. Since he's the only tank in the team, they're trying to use him here as the main tank, and of course the Locust Swarm helps you quite a bit with that. The right-click build on Zeratul is going to start to do a lot of work, but the question of course always remains, what happens when they're fighting with a level 10 versus level 10 in a big team fight? Can Zeratul then really get the damage in, or will he be seen by the Oracle and then taken out by the team? As long as we have that roaming phase at the beginning of the game, they were doing extremely well, Arthus that is, but they have to keep that up throughout the entire game, and that's not going to be easy for them with this setup, I feel. As long as they have such a leading experience, on the other hand, they are absolutely fine here, and the extra talent level 13 would of course also be great for them. We're seeing now on level 10 also the Water Elemental. We're having Phoenix taken here once again. Water Elemental is already there. Nuruk is being attacked, needs to be careful, but the rotation from the top is coming. Tomze is here, helping out, and a quick Phoenix, at least for now, isolated, or at least forced them back, zoned them out a bit. Arthus had to move back here. We're having mostly a focus on the Thunderclap build on Muradin, but on level 7 he still goes straight for the Piercing Bolt. So yeah, that is not too bad. At the same time, well, looking at the setup here with Blood Dragon jumping in, trying to go for the stun, doesn't get it through. Scouting Drone is also there. Oh, Blood Dragon gets stunned once, needs to get away there, and he already uses Avatar. Here comes the Stray. Void Prison is being used immediately. Oh my god, at the same time, Blood Dragon is moving in with a quick jump. He needs to be careful. Even with the Divine Shield, I don't think he's going to be able to survive here. Down goes Muradin. And this is bad. The momentum turning against Dignitas. They're going to lose Link here now as well. Apparently unpopular today. I guess you heard that email sound. And yeah, so that is actually getting. That was quite unfortunate. If you wait a second, Nuro gets wrecked here too. That was a bit of a bad timing that we saw from that jump on Muradin. Muradin basically jumped in at the same time as the Void Prison hit 3 of the allies. If he jumps a bit later, then, or like if he just doesn't jump immediately, he's probably just going to move back and waits the Void Prism out. But like that, he was way too far out, and of course Arthus took that kill. So at this point, Dignitas is not only in trouble, they're in a horrible position here. They are potentially losing another Dragonite. Up at the top lane, all alone, we see Chris on Illidan, and he's not having a fun game either. Arthus is coming... I mean, they are coming back with a vengeance in the sense that they've been losing a lot of matches in the last few weeks, but right now these boys are doing a whole lot of work. This is an impressive performance that we're seeing from them. Very well played here. Down at the bot lane, BKB is still in position. We're having him at level 30 with Burning Rage. We're seeing an Ice Block on Brightwing, and we have Jaina now moving in. She, by the way, took Sprint on 13 for the additional escape. And still the Wormhole for Zeratul. He can't pass it. Like, Wormhole is just too good. Very surprised still to see that Dignitas is getting this shredded. The early kill in the game, the first blood, that's the only kill that they got. Since then, they have been taken apart, 9 kills against them, and they are desperately trying to somehow get a foothold in this game, but, well, Team Arthas, they don't want to allow them that. They're moving in again as 5 in the mid lane, and together with the Dragonite, they're now starting to push the wall. They're pushing it hard. 2 of the towers already down, the wall itself gone too. They're starting to move up to the top. A double stun here against Chris and Link, and Dignitas is starting to rotate towards the maps to soak the experience again. They need the 13 at least, and Blood Dragon is trying to at least take the wave down at the bot lane. Up to the top, we're having Tomze and Link trying to control the bridge there. It's a very, very close, well, very narrow bridge, so you can get all your AoE spells in there, namely Storm, of course, and also Flame Strike. So with that, you can at least work. We should see the Flamethrower on level 13 taken by Norok. Yes, there it is. There are other options that you have for the bombs, but in this game, when you are playing such a match, you need to go for that. Blood Dragon jumping, and he's going to be too late. He's going to die anyways. There's Unstable already with his Strafe, using that even a bit early, and there's the kill against Blood Dragon. He was too far out. The rotation maybe called a bit too late, or he just didn't react in time. Whatever it was, he is dead meat. Uther on level 13 going for the Shrink Ray in this case. We're having at the same time now also a double blood for Arthus. They're currently running with level 16. They have a 3-level lead here. And whoa! Oh my god, the kill against Uther as Northern Exposure has been taken here on the side of Jaina, and the first keep is very likely to fall right now. What Dignitas needs to wait for is the 16. They need the 16 talent on Norok. Then they can defend a lot easier when they're using Ignite here on Kaelthas. But at this point, they are struggling. We have also Scryer taken here. Interesting. Alright, so that is something that I have not seen before. Scryer taken on level 13. For Tacita, apparently a bit of a different approach that we're seeing these days by Dignitas. They must have scrimped with that a bit, because Mental Acuity is definitely a talent that you see a whole lot more often. But having this one taken here, that's new. The movement speed is nice, and I guess also the increased duration is pretty cool, since that means you can use that talent a lot and have a lot of vision, so they will know from here on out nearly throughout the entire game where Zeratul is, but still, they need to soak experience, and they need to get level 16. Without 16, they're going to have a very, very bad game. And that's why we're seeing Blood Dragon up at the top lane. He's still trying to push in, get some experience. Moving back now that we have the 5-man push at the bot lane together with one of the bruiser camps. And there's Tom's aid. Storms and Flame Strike as Phoenix are just great against this. And I would really like to see a Phoenix here. Well, actually, he is in cooldown right now, so he can't even use it. You used it already. This would be a great position for a Phoenix to be used. But Flame Strike has already been put in as well. They need a pickoff right now. They need one of those pickoffs. They have a good ground control. They have a lot of chain, but they're going to lose another keep here. And potentially Tacita, but he goes into a dimensional shift and moves back in the last second. Oh, good kill against Zeratul. This time it was a bit too far out, and Tacita was doing a good job. So they're getting closer in levels. Still 3 levels behind, don't get me wrong. They're still screwed, but they're getting closer to 16, and as I said before, 16 is going to be an important talent for them. If you have Ignite for your Flame Strike, then you are in a position where you can really start to do a lot more when it comes to defense. It's easier for you to defend, it's easier for you to do damage, And if you get a 4 or 5 man flame strike in at some point, if you get that lucky, then you can always turn a fight around and jump in and start with damage. They're trying to get a chain stun against BKB now to at least kill one of the heroes here. They are still a 5 versus 4. That's the time when they really want to try and do some work, and they already have level 16 now thanks to that. Ignite taken at level 16. We're having, I would really like, well actually on Muradin, normally Stoneform is the best talent to take here. But considering that they are running with a Vala and a right-click Zeratul, they could go for Imposing Presence. I wouldn't mind that too much, to be honest with you. Blood Dragon already with the Avatar has still not picked his talent. Gets a Divine Shield since he gets focused immediately. Demonic Form already, or Metamorphosis is being used, but Uther is dead and BKB gets away. Stoneform being used on Blood Dragon right now. Here comes the Void Prison. Tomze is moving away, and they have to retreat right now. They're trying to get another kill in, but there comes the stun against Neuro. Chris is already being chased. In comes Kuni-chan. A nice nether wind there. He gets a living bomb, but that of course does not save Nurok here. He is going to die regardless. The BKB is going to try to take out Tomze as well. Kaelthas is down 14 kills against 2. Arthus is playing a great game here. Dignitas very much struggling. Another Dragon Knight already, and they are going to try and finish here. They have 2 heroes still down. Oh, actually 3 as Illidan dies. Only Uther and Tassadar are still here. So there's absolutely no way for them to turn this around. This is going to be game. Dignitas gets eliminated in round 2 of the Go for Heroes tournament, and Arthus, with a very impressive performance, advances to the next round of the cup. Congratulations to them, and a very nice play here. Very impressive.
Oh, that didn't really work in favor of Dignitas. At the beginning, everything actually looked pretty good. They get their first blood, they have a good position on the map, and then Arthus just gains the momentum, takes kill after kill with the combo that they have here. And it looks like just this composition for half of Dignitas didn't really work out that much. Tassadar didn't really get the opportunity to affect the game a whole lot, and Zeratul was not afraid at all. So in this case, they just took the entire Dignitas squad apart. Great play by Arthus. Dignitas not really happy with the performance here. We're probably going to see them in the next tournament again, but they definitely have to step it up there a bit. They were actually doing really well in this patch so far, and Arthas was the team that was struggling since the last patch, which was kind of interesting. Today, in this game at least, it was the complete opposite though. So congratulations to Arthas. We had a pretty short and sweet game here. Hope that you guys enjoyed it, and if you did, make sure that you give the video a thumbs up on YouTube. Have a good day guys, and see you soon. Bye bye.